Welcome back to the final part of Shalebridge Murder Mystery. Today I am Detective Linguini and we are going to crack this case. So we'll be heading down to the crypt from here. So I used the crypt key, the strange skull just on the left, to open up the section, and down we go. Okay, so this is a huge maze. I'll try and have a map on the screen to help you out. So right behind this vase we have some arrows. And let me just show you what this strange contraption is. This is actually a button. So you press it from this end, the cross. So it spins around and it shows you what it's done. So it is actually helpful to probably press this now. I'll go show you where that is. Because if you press it again, it will not show you. And you're actually going to be in a bit of a hurry to deal with this. So it's filled this with water. So I am going to be doing stuff and things with that in just a moment when I find the room. So I've put little like emoji kind of markers so you know which room is kind of which in a way. So we're heading to the ghost room where the ghost is. So looping around, ignore the left. I'm actually looping around a circle. This goes around in a circle. I mean, I know it's a square. But it loops around. I can keep going around to the right, just here. But from here, this is the first room we're looking for. This is the only one we can open at the moment. So just move the vase out of the way. And then we can pull this jump switch. And then same again on this side. Okay, so this is where you probably want just a quick save. So you see the ghost in there, so you have to shoot the ghost. So you have to be inside the room to do that, otherwise it's like there's an invisible wall, and once you enter the room you might actually trigger some little horrible fly things that's going to take your health off. So I'm just trying to move fast because the ghost has turned into a fire wraith. Oh boy. So we're now heading right back to the starting point where the button is. Just keep on moving. So push the button. So this is super tricky. So we want to get rid of the wraith in the water. Got it in one. That was actually pretty swish. That is so tricky to do, and best of luck to you. The water is timed. It is so tricky. But now I'm going back to the room where the wraith was, where we saw it as a ghost, because there is another door in that room. We opened it when we shot the ghost. So looping around here, right and right again, and then a left just here where we see the vases. So as long as the wraith is dead, those flies won't keep spawning. They'll keep spawning as long as it's alive and you are close to this room. But this door is now open and we need to push this. This is a movable statue. We need to push it along the path. You can see at the far end there is a cross on the far right hand wall and then a star on the far left hand wall. So we need to line this up. You see the statue has a cross and a star. We need to line it up with those, but we need to make the path. So firstly to the cross. It's actually really easy. Just push this button and this button, so the two most right hand buttons. And that gives us a path to the cross. So for some reason she actually can't push this over to the wall. So we just have to push it once and then push it to the wall. Okay, so we've seen a door with a cross has opened. So that is somewhere down in this maze area. So that's what we're working on. There's a door with a cross and a door with a star. So we will just need to pull this all the way back with us in order to get it over to the star. Okay, so now we just need to change the path. So as I've said, it is surprisingly straightforward. Just undo what we've done here. So these two right-hand buttons. And then just push these two left-hand buttons. Okay, and now we have a clear path. Okay, and now the door with the star is open. So we do not need to do anything else with the statue. We can leave it where it is. And we need to go through both of those doors to do a puzzle to open up another door. So it doesn't matter which order you do this in. Pick a door, any door. So I think the closest one has the star. So come to the right. And then now right over this way. I hope I'm correct. Yes, I am. There we go. So just over here, there's kind of a big area. So as I come in, straight opposite is a dead end. That's just a wall. Ignore the path to the left. That's a return path. So we need to go diagonal from entering this big square section. Okay, so this is the door with the star on it. So we do have a skeleton. There's two ways to deal with that. You can either look down the sight of your crossbow and shoot it in the head, or you can pull this lever which says holy water. That has turned on this shower. There we go, and that has dealt with the skeleton. It does not like the holy water, and he leaves behind a medpack. So the main puzzle here, we need to form a ladder. So it's in 4 sections. There's also a secret we can grab through section 3. So 1 is the bottom section, and so of course starting at 1 going up to 4. First button you need to push if you want the secret is this 1, 3, 4. So all these buttons have different numbers on to control each part of the ladder. Okay, so we want section 3 to be open so we can get the secret. So here just press 3, 4. I'm sure there's multiple ways to do this, but this is, I think, the most straightforward. Doesn't really matter. But now I'm going to grab that secret. Here we go, crawling around, we'll get to this sarcophagus, and inside is our secret. Awesome stuff. Now we just need to go back to the bottom to create the full ladder. So it's just section 3 we need to complete, and there is a button just for section 3 right over here. Nice. So now we can head on up. Okay, very careful. We have a big drop here, so a bit of a leap of faith over to the monkey bars. I always hate those kind of jumps. Okay, and next piece of the puzzle in this room. What is this? So I highly recommend a save right here. If you fail this, you will actually just be set on fire. So, yeah, just go ahead and save it. Okay, so is anyone familiar with a game called Screwball Scramble or similar kinds of games? This is kind of like that. You need to change the track to get the marble, or in this case, the skull, to the end. So jump up and grab the ceiling and then let go again. It changes the track doing this. And there we go. Even if it falls off the track towards the end, it should hopefully get into that gap just there. So hop off to get your camera angle back. So if you miss that, it's going to go into one of these fire pits, and that's when you will just burn up and die. So completing the sequence opens up this door. And very sneaky, seemingly there's nothing in here. We can jump behind here. There is a crawl space. And do not miss this cord that's here. Just give this a pull. And we can see a door, so we need to do something else to open this door. So that's actually right here. Fortunately, it spits you out at the door. So now we're just actually heading straight back to the beginning where we entered the crypt. So this is the return path I told you to ignore that I'm coming out of. So this is back where we were in the big square room. Straight around to the right. And then right here we are back at the circular section. No, we're not quite yet taking a left. Just here we are back at the circular section that loops around. So a right just here and follow to the end, and that's back at the beginning. Okay, see, that's the beginning. And this is the door with the cross. So this time we don't have a skeleton in this puzzle area, we have a mummy, and we can't really do anything about the mummy, not at least straight away at least. So there it is. You can either go around where that came from or just quickly hop through here. The idea is we need to form a ladder, so we need to push blocks into place to create a ladder. So all the way around, this is the first block we can interact with. Just give this a push. And that's step one to making our ladder. So it's kind of long-winded because you keep needing to drop down and then come back up the ladder section that you've created. So clearly up this first section, and then you'll just need to do a jump just over to here. So make sure to grab. Oh, I was angled a bit too much. Oh, and that lamp can sometimes get in the way. That could have been the ceiling though, to be fair. Okay. From here we can push the next bit of ladder into place. And there is, if the camera changes, I don't want to fall down, there is this lever that is labelled holy water. We do need to pull this lever this time. This is required. So that's, again, turned on a shower that's down below this section. Just drop here, you'll not take any damage. And we're going to coax the mummy over to have a shower. Nice. But this one drops a key. This is an important item that we need to complete the puzzle. So you may have spotted as I came into the room, there is some barbed wire up there. And if you did happen to come around this way, you'd see a ladder with a keyhole. So this is where we're using the key. And this key is actually bugged. We will not use this key again, but it remains in the inventory. So that's removed the barbed wire, and we can now climb on up. So just disregard the key that you have sitting in your inventory now. Okay, next piece of ladder into place. Again, hop down, and we're going to climb the ladder that we've already created, so we have just one more block to put into place. Kind of annoying how she climbs, though. Okay, so we just need to get around this ladder block. We can use the monkey bars here to do that. Awesome stuff. So that is all the blocks in place, and then we just need to get down and then climb the full ladder. So to safely get down, just hop on over to the lever. Just save it just in case I make a bit of a mistake. And you can't shimmy on over because of the lamps that hang out of the wall, so that is unfortunate. There we go, and then just climb on up. Okay, and then straight on up here. And be careful here, there's kind of a hidden gap, and it's a bit of a long drop, so just be sure to drop backwards so you can grab the ladder. And careful here, we have quite a tricky set of jumps coming up. So we can see there are flames, and then there's some flatter platforms that we can stand on as well. So the platforms move either up or down towards the flames. So we need to be quick when doing these jumps. So I tend to save at every sequence point. It just makes me feel better. Okay. So here I do prefer to hit the wall, and then I can just do the half tile walk jump to come over to here to this safe spot. So you can do that without using the walk jump, but for me, I've just got my my routine. That's just my sequence of doing it, but can be done without doing that if you struggle with the half tile. But next from here, I did pick up some arrows as well. You just saw that. I'm going to jump back to this one, but I need to wait for it to raise up a fair bit. So just when you're starting to see the edging of that fire section come into the screen from above, that's when you need to do a running jump over to that one. Yes. So still not the trickiest jump sequence yet. So you'll need to jump off at a bit of an angle. And you can grab without it moving, that's fine. So this next jump, it's kind of tricky. You don't want to be too diagonal because that's, you'll not necessarily get the distance to be able to grab the next platform. But you gotta, this one's kind of close to the flame. So you want to be quick, but don't be too quick because the ceiling. So wait a moment because otherwise you'll bang your head. And that's kind of what I meant about not being able to grab that. Okay, finally. That took actually a few attempts. I'm quite surprised. But anyway, this one is fairly easy. Just climb straight on up and jump straight off. So a bit of full damage, I'm okay. And be sure to pull this jump switch. That opens the door so we can leave over there. Now this is the trickier jump sequence. Just because that second platform can lower before you have a chance to line up to get to the door. So you have to do some jumps, some strategic jumps on the spot. So just a standing jump, and this can be tricky anyway, so you can't do a half tile jump because you're just on the platform for too long. She'll bang her head and hit the flame above. And also you can easily just overshoot the next platform as well. So I find it better just be in the corner, do a running jump over to here, aim for this corner, kind of sidestep, jump, sidestep, jump. Oh, and I'm on fire anyway. Maybe double jump. Okay, so you do want to be careful jumping on the spot because she edges forward, you might just fall off. Now do not forget to pull this. There we go, you don't want to end up running past that. There we go, here I am. So that is the tricky part of the game done with. So in here, this is fairly simple. We just need to interact with these poles to twist the skulls that are sitting on these so that they're facing towards each other. So that is the trickiest part of the game done with. Okay, this door is now open, and this can seem a bit misleading. We do have these, well, cool decorations, and that's what all they are. They are just decorations. You might assume you need to do something with them. So the door's closed behind you. What are you doing in here? Well, if you have a look around, just behind here is a note to help you out if you can't figure it out. So let's take a look. Look for small switch, G. So I was going to side jump, I realised I need to just... There we go. Otherwise I'd hit the chair. So you are looking for a button somewhere around about. It's not obvious at all. Usually they are red, but it is just down here by this statue, so not as clear as it has been throughout the game. So just go ahead and push that. That has opened up a secret wall panel, so we can now exit this room. So the reason for coming into the crypt in the first place was just so we can enter a different part of the house. So we're entering the kitchen from here. We're just going into the wine cellar. So push this twice, just so we can get in here. Okay. So nothing in here, we're just passing through, as I've said, just entering a new part of the house. Okay, so this very white-walled area is part of the police headquarters that have been set up in the mansion, in the manor. So this is the second side, so when I pointed it out first, we would not have been able to be in this area. So we can connect the two sides up so that we can get to the other half of the house. So in a moment I will be doing that, but firstly, just as I exit that room, through here is another secret. So there is a little button just at the bottom here. And that's opened this cupboard door. And this is actually the last Cluedo piece secret, so let's see what's going on with those. Among all the other stuff I have, let me just try and find them. There we go. Somewhere above the golden Vase, a secret button hides. Intriguing. And we already know where the golden Vase is because I pointed it out. Foreshadowing, yes. Okay, so that's where I entered this section. That room has only washing machines in it. That's all that's in there. And I won't go up there just yet, so that's how we connect the two sides of the police headquarters to get to the other half of the house. But firstly, I'm going to come this way to collect the last set of room items. Okay, so being careful because there is a policeman there, and actually there is also a medpack there. So clearly you have to leave that behind, we cannot pick that up. So, the only place we can come is into this room. I do want to just point out through the window there, you can see a grand piano, so we're heading that way in a moment. So the only thing we can do, all there is this dumb waiter, so we have to get inside the dumb waiter. So that goes back up without you, so that's a one-way trip down here, and we are down in the kitchen. So nothing to do here, just run straight on through and up the stairs. Okay, and there we can see, that's the piano that I pointed out. And we can get into there from here. So if you come close to this suit of armor, you'll just see there's a button behind it. So you have to come pretty close to actually see it. So just move it out of the way so we can get to the button. Whoops, excuse me, door. Okay, so we are in the ballroom. There's 4 doors, there's 2 this side and 2 on that side. We can open all of them, so we can open these 2 on this side with this lever, and we can open these opposite 2 with this lever over here. And I will point out now, you don't ever need to go that way. So it does join up with other parts of the house, but to save confusing yourself, just ignore it. It will lead you where you don't really need to be at this point. So we will never be going this way, at least not in my walkthrough. So first room item is right through here. So just kick the door in of this bar section, come behind the bar, and we have a shoe from the ballroom. Okay, next room item, just come to the room just by the grand piano. So right over here in the corner is a glass from the dining room. Also optional, there's a button there to open the doors, but we don't need to do that. So opposite, there's actually the staircase leading down from where I came from the kitchen area. So I'll not push the button, you don't really need to. It all just loops right around anyway. So from here, just hop straight in the dumbwaiter. So this is how we're going to get to the last room item. And here is a saucepan from their kitchen. So we're actually in a different part of the kitchen, so just come over and push the button to open the door. And we're back at a familiar spot. So that's the main kitchen I've already ran through. So straight back up, and the door from the dining room, that's it, that I said that you can open with the button. So as you can see, you just don't need to go through that way. So that is 9 room items. We now have every single room item, and we can start closing things up here. So you should have all weapons as well if you wanted to pick them up. So coming this way to leave, we already came this way. See, that's the policeman. That was close and I went down the dumbwaiter. So, returning back down to Police HQ. Okay, so we're done in that direction. Now we're heading up the stairs. Okay, and this door with a button on it. This connects both sides of the police headquarters, and we can now get back to the other side of the house. So let me just show you the deal that's down here. So, important item in the staff office before we return. So there is the chief of police. We'll see him later. He actually can't see you through the window, so that's fine. But once we're done, we'll be going to see him with our crime report. So in this room, we need to pick up this. This is the suspect's fingerprints. And just pointing out, so we have part 1 of the data stick. We still need to get part 2, and then we can use it here. So that is optional, by the way. That's just for a secret. Also, just showing you some more stuff. You see this door in the corner. Just stop here. The door that has, it's like a toilet, male-female sign that's coloured. Do not go around this corner. So it says interview room there, but yeah, it looks like a clear path, but it's not. There is a policeman in front of the door, believe it or not. Sometimes, like mostly, I have seen him. I have seen him before on this side, but for some reason he's not there in my later practices. But trust me, if I go around that corner, that's instant game over. I'm going to be caught. So just trust me. If you see the sign, the coloured sign there, don't come around here. So now I will be entering the other side of the house by coming this way. Yep, this way. A door down there with a button. Do not go that way. If you go down there, you will actually just run into a policeman. Game over. So this way. This is part 1. I don't know if I pointed out the door. I went through the door that connects the 2 areas just there. So this would be the first area we can get to, near where we saw Goldie. So that will bring us that way, if we came that way. The chief of police is in this room, so once we've got everything, we can enter that room. Do not enter this room unless you know you have all your evidence and crime reports. Yeah, otherwise it's game over because he's seen you. And there he is. That's the policeman. You see at the far end, the door with the coloured sign. So we can see there's a policeman from this side. So this stops you getting to the second side of police headquarters. There is that policeman right there in the corridor. So for now I am done down here. I just need to get my reports done. So coming through this way to enter the other side of the house. First thing I'm going to do now is focus on getting the secret correlating to the Cluedo pieces. We're going to look for the golden Wraith so we can find a button. So to do that, we actually need to, well, the golden Vase is in an area with blue carpets, you see, so that's one reason it's good to look for landmarks. So that's where I'm going to. So just carpeting, it just helps you like get around, look for different coloured carpets, unique items. Okay, so that's the lab. We don't need to go there quite yet. I will do soon. So there likely is quite a few ways to get back, but I sometimes struggle to think of them. So I know this is a surefire way to get back. So we are at our starting position. This is where we started the game. So come up the stairs. Okay, so it is up to you which way you go from here. You can either go straight ahead into the billiards room and drop down into the pool, or you can just be a bit more boring. I'm going to take this route. So I don't really know how many ways there are back, to the Golden Vase. At least these two. Okay, blue carpet. And there is the Golden Vase. So, where is this sneaky button? Do you see it? So it's right by that lamp on the ceiling. So you just need to shoot it. Okay, so it didn't hit. I was going to say, if you struggle to hit it, just come over to this side of the lighting. And that's opened a door at this far end opposite the stairs. There we go, part 2 of the data stick. I have too much stuff. Where is it? There it is. So just combine them together. There we go. This is the motive. So again, this is optional. See, these are just secrets. But back to the main game. Now that I have all of my room items, I'm gonna do some stuff with them. So I'm gonna head back towards the lab. Okay, so before I do head into the lab, there's actually a section I've not yet done in the chapel, so this is what we need our room items for. Okay, so just up here, we can come over and pull this cord. That's opened this door, and we do have another spiral staircase we need to go down. Okay, so in here, just gonna take a right, there's a medpack at the end. So what is this? Status idle, engage all guardians to obtain a reading. So this is what the room items are for. We're gonna place these on these pedestals. And they come forward so they can look at the item. Guardians detect that murder was witnessed by this item. Okay, and that has given us a printout. Alrighty. So just over here at the printer we can collect this. So this actually says lounge on it, so now we need to go to the lab. Oh, mind the barbed wire there. Okay, so if you did not yet test your weapon items, you can do that now. Or at least you only need to test the candlestick. So with the paperwork we have now, we can use this machine. So the suspect's fingerprints that can go in here. So we picked this up from the police headquarters. And then the forensics report, which we got from testing the candlestick, can go here as well. It was Miss Scarlet. So we can pick up our paperwork from here, our crime report part 1. So we already have part 2 from the using the room items. Just find a stapler, combine these together, and we have our crime report. We can now go and give this to PC Plod, the Chief of Police. Do not forget, we still have one more secret to grab though, so I will get that on the way. So I could have got it after getting the USB data stick, but just to save running around and backtracking, I didn't yet pick that up. So I have to remember. So we have now just solved the crime. We did what the police should have been doing. Not really sure why Lara was doing it, but hey ho, Master Detective, we've done it. So we're heading straight back to Police HQ, which is actually that way. Okay, so that room there is where you give your crime report, but that's end of game once you've done that, so don't forget to just get everything else done that you want to do first. So entering into the second half of the police HQ, into the staff office. So just stand at the side of this laptop and you can use the data stick, the motive. Okay, there we go. So that was completely optional, just a secret. It was not required to be done at all. It was just for a bit of fun. But that's everything else done, and we can go and give our crime report to the Chief of Police. So just make sure you have it as a crime report. Make sure it's all ready and combined together. So it says Miss Scarlet in the with the candlestick in the lounge. So you need to come up to him. Make sure you're standing in front of him.
What is it?
And then give it.
What's this?
I think you'll find it useful.
And there she is. Get out, Miss Scarlet. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my walkthrough, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.